Russia, Ukraine agree to swap prisoners of war amid peace talks in Istanbul. Ukraine on Wednesday proposed direct talks between President Volodymyr Zelensky and Russia's Vladimir Putin within weeks. However, Moscow tempered expectations for progress at a new round of discussions in Istanbul. A Russian negotiator confirmed the agreement on a new prisoner exchange with Ukraine and proposed brief ceasefires for the recovery of dead and injured soldiers. Turkey, the host country, urged steps towards a lasting ceasefire and peace deal, but the Kremlin downplayed the chances of a breakthrough after 3.5 years of conflict. Ukraine's chief negotiator, Rustem Umerov, emphasized the importance of arranging a meeting between the presidents, suggesting talks by the end of August with U.S. President Donald Trump and Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan also participating. Russian lead negotiator Vladimir Medinsky reported lengthy discussions but noted that the positions are quite distant and confirmed that both sides agreed to continue contacts. Both countries agreed to exchange 1,200 prisoners of war each, and Moscow offered Kyiv the bodies of 3,000 killed soldiers. Medinsky added that Russia proposed 2-4-48 HOUR ceasefires to allow medical teams to collect the wounded and commanders to retrieve their soldiers' bodies. The two sides previously met in Istanbul in May and June, agreeing only on further exchanges of prisoners and soldiers' bodies. Trump recently gave Russia 50 days to end the war or face sanctions, but the Kremlin has not shown willingness to compromise. Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov acknowledged the difficulty of the negotiations, stating, "No one expects an easy road." Turkish Foreign Minister Hakan Fidan opened the meeting with a call to end the costly war as soon as possible, aiming for a ceasefire that would lead to peace. A Ukrainian delegation source told AFP that progress depends on Russia adopting a constructive position rather than issuing ultimatums. Moscow indicated that extensive work is needed before discussions on a potential meeting between Putin and Zelensky, who last met in 2019. Can take place. After the previous talks, the sides exchanged draft terms for ending the conflict, which the Kremlin described as diametrically opposed. Russia demands Ukraine retreat from the 4 regions it claims to have annexed in September 2022, a condition Kyiv rejects. Ukraine insists on no negotiations regarding territory until a ceasefire is established and refuses to recognize Russia's claims over occupied areas, including Crimea, annexed in 2014. Russia's full-scale invasion launched in February 2022 has devastated vast areas of eastern and southern Ukraine, resulting in tens of thousands of casualties. As negotiations proceeded, the White House increased pressure on Russia to reach a compromise. Trump set a September deadline for Russia to make a peace deal or face sanctions. Since his inauguration in January, Trump has aimed to broker an end to the war but has failed to secure concessions from the Kremlin despite multiple calls with Putin. Meanwhile, Russia has intensified attacks on Ukrainian towns and cities and advanced across various frontline regions. Between late Tuesday and early Wednesday, Russia launched 71 drone attacks on 4 regions of Ukraine, according to the Ukrainian Air Force. The Russian Defense Ministry announced the capture of Varakin village in Ukraine's northern Sumy region, where Moscow has been advancing for weeks. Swipe left for next video. A Russian drone attack in Sumy region earlier Wednesday caused a power outage affecting over 220,000 people, reported Zelensky. With agency inputs latest blogs.